Hello, and welcome to Beyond Books, where we usually talk about books, and we always go beyond. I'm your host. I'm Renee. I have a co-host here. She's not in position, but come on, Raina. You going to join us? Come up on the bed. See what she does. I think she's upset because the books are on the bed. Let's see. Maybe if I move those. Okay. Come on. There we go. She needs a treat for that, of course. So, today's video is going to be about everything else besides reading. I'm going to talk to you about, all the things that I've been doing lately that are not reading. And it's not because I don't want to read or I don't like to read, because I love to. But you've got to do some different things too. And so lately it seems like I've just picked up a few different hobbies, and I'd just like to talk about them. So at the end of the video, I will give you an update on my plants. So that is one thing that, I do routinely plant things in my aero gardens, or pretty routinely anyway. And right now I have lettuce, petunias, and some sunflower microgreens that are struggling, but I think they're going to be okay. So you'll get to see that in a little bit. One other thing that I wanted to mention is that I did win a giveaway from Goodreads. And so I'll be getting a book from them for free within the next few weeks. And you will get to see what that is then. I'm just going to give you a little hint right now. It's an author that I've read before, an author that I've reviewed on my channel, and the genre of the book is a thriller. So those are your clues. And it could be anything in the universe, right? But yeah, in a few weeks when I get it, I will show it to you. And of course, I'll do a full review of it in thanks for getting the book, and make sure that I, get that up on Goodreads. So I'm looking forward to that. That'll be fun. I have no idea how many of those giveaways I've entered, but hey, there you go. Finally getting one. So I can't complain that I've never won anything. Now, as you know, Donna is interested in pottery, makes her own pottery. And this weekend we are going to something called the Virginia Clay Festival. Now, I've never been to this particular event before, but we're going to look at a lot more than just clay. And I'll show you their website in just a moment. The festival itself takes place in Greene County, Virginia, which is, I think, just a little bit north of Richmond. So it's not very far for me to go. So we're going to go on Saturday. And there's a lot of things to see and do there. So let me turn the camera around and I will show you some of the things going on. So this is the website for it, and it tells you the dates and all that good stuff, and a little bit about it. And they have food trucks and things like that, so you can go and have a lunch. And this is what's really, I think, interesting is the demonstrations. Of course, they have an artist gallery as well. They're going to have music, which is really nice. So let's take a look at the demo schedule, because that's probably where we're going to be spending the majority of our time. So there looks like there's different tents and different things going on. So this first one has hand building. So it's going to be sculpting from a slab or coil, and that'll be without a wheel. So that'll just be, forming a vessel either from coiled clay or from a slab of clay that you then bend into the style that you'd like. And then there are a couple of tents that have wheels and different people, showing different things. So that's going to be really fun. And now, as far as I know, all of this stuff is free. So that's really interesting that they have, so much available. So we're kind of looking forward to that. And I think that that will be a lot of fun. The Virginia Clay Festival, September 21st and 22nd And it's, like I say, in Greene County, Virginia. Never been before, so we're going to check it out. So, what else have I been doing? Well, let me show you my diamond painting. This is 2 feet by 3 feet. And hopefully you can see the difference between the lower corner here that is filled in with diamonds, which really aren't diamonds. The difference between that and then the rest of the canvas. Like I say, it's about 2 feet by 3 feet. When it's completed, it's going to hang in my sunroom. And if you've never come across diamond painting before, this is where you stick these little tiny tiles, and I'll show them to you in a minute, onto a sticky canvas, and you get your picture all filled in. It's kind of like paint by number. It's sort of a cross between maybe paint by number and cross stitch, I would say. Makes the most sense. In fact, some of the pictures that they have, the images that they have, really look like cross stitch when they're done. They really have that cross stitch look because basically they just run a cross stitch pattern, through the programs that they use to make the diamond painting. So it's very similar. But what you use, the canvas itself is sticky, and it's got little squares. Would be hard to show you, but it's got little squares or circles. This one happens to be squares that are little areas where you put in your diamonds. So the pen has a little nib on it. I'm not sure if I can get it to focus at all, but anyway, yeah, it has a little, you can kind of tell, has a little circle. You put wax inside of there. And then with the wax, you're able to pick up your little diamonds. When you pour them into a tray, so they look like this. You pour them in your tray, get your pen all waxed up, and pick up your little diamond and stick it onto your canvas. In that particular image, that's a little diamond there. They also call them drills, because like I say, they really aren't diamonds. But they are faceted. One side is faceted, the other side is flat. Because it's, got to be stuck down to your canvas. So, yeah, that's the story with that. And what else do I want to say about it? Oh, that particular image has 62,220 diamonds. So, not only am I busy with it, but I'm going to be busy with it for a while. I happen to belong to a crafters group, and I have somebody who's helping me out a little bit with it. Donna has done the top corner. She's put in a few up there, so she'll probably help me with it a little bit too, so I can finally get it done. I actually started it several months ago. I really didn't work on it as much as what I thought I was going to. When I was just kind of stuck home with surgery, I really thought I'd be, doing it a lot more. But it turns out I didn't. I probably read at that time more than what I normally would have. So now I guess I'm kind of counterbalancing by being interested in doing, other and different things. So that's why I thought I'd do this video to talk about it. So one last thing that I want to talk about is, I think maybe some of you have seen, I have a couple of little short videos of me playing my new steel tongue drum. And I'll show you what that looks like in case you're unaware of a tongue drum. This is it. It's very pretty. It is steel. It's made of steel alloy. It weighs 8.5 pounds is what Amazon says, which I didn't even think that it was quite that weighty, but it is. It's very, like I say, it's very nice. Got some beads and stuff on here and some braiding on the side that looks really neat. It's got the petals are kind of a lotus shape or leaf shape with kind of like a tree in the middle. I really like the design and the theme. In the back, there's a hole. It's covered with this little plastic cover so that, you don't get dirt in it. But when you play it, you can play it without that cover. You can play it with too, but I think it sounds a little clearer without. This particular one is 13 inches across, and it has 13 notes as well. So it is tuned. It tells you on the bottom. Can you see that little C down there? It is tuned in the key of C. And so I'll play the notes for you. Now, one thing I'm going to tell you, it is very difficult, and you'll see it if you go back and look at the little short videos that I did. It is very difficult to pick up the sound of this clearly with these silly microphones that I have. It just does not work. It reverbs everywhere. And unless I set things up perfectly, I get, some funny tones and funny sounds. So it may sound a little funny, but here's the basic scale. And it also has 3 notes that are lower, and then 2 notes that are higher. So if I were to play all of the notes from lowest to highest, pretty decent range. Now you can probably hear the sound of the mallets striking the steel, and it doesn't produce such a nice clear sound. That's partly operator error. Because there's a sweet spot on each one of these tongues where the note will ring nice and true. And, when I'm just kind of going along, being less experienced, I've only had the drum for a couple of weeks, I'm not always hitting that spot. And so I can get a really nice sound out of it, or I can get something that sounds like clunk, clunk, clunk. And yeah, that's not very pleasant. So I know I have a little of that in my video, and also, like I say, just quite a bit of reverb. But anyway, bottom line, I'm having a very nice time with this drum. They are an awful lot of fun to play. You can play them with your thumbs as well, but I don't know when I'll ever get a clear sound just with my fingers and thumbs with this type of drum. There's others that are much easier to play with your hands. Those are called hand pans, or I think they call them pan drums or hang pan drums or something. And yeah, those are kind of more meant to play with your hands than what this type is. With this type, you're just way better off using a mallet. But anyway, I figure even when I tire of it, which I probably will at some point, even though, like I say, I don't know why I'd even say that, because I'm having a really good time. It can always be hung on the wall. It makes a lovely decoration, or you can get a little stand for it and, stand it on your, I don't know about coffee table, but, a book stand or something would look really nice with this on it. So, that's the story. That's what I've been doing. And of course, I had to get myself a bunch of music books. One came with it. This one came with it. It actually has some pretty decent songs in it. And then what I also do is, if I find some songs on the internet that, I can either translate into the drum, and I've gotten a little better at that, or I also use the notebook just to write down little riffs that I think sound good, so that I can put together my own sounds and songs. So yeah, so it's kind of fun. And I've been having a good time with all of that. And have I been reading? Yeah, I actually have. I haven't been reading a whole lot, maybe this past week or so. But I am right now on a skinny book, since it's Slimtember. And I'm about a third of the way through that, if you can see that. And this book is A Month in the Country. And I've been enjoying it. And I've read 2 other books this month as well. So I'll be talking about those soon. I'll also be talking about the books of the month as well that I had to choose from this month. So yeah, so we're still going to talk about books, but I had to do a video about some other stuff because it's just a lot of nice things. I will try to bring the camera and microphone to the clay festival and maybe see if I can get a little bit of footage from there, show you what that looks like. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, and I know Donna is very excited about going, and I don't blame her. It's, you don't really get to see too many things like that, and I think it'll be awesome. So whatever you guys are doing this weekend, I hope you have a wonderful time. Take care. Thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Okay, so let's try this again. I had recorded this yesterday. I don't know what happened to it, but anyway, these are my sunflower microgreens. I could get some better growth on them. They do look a little bit scraggly, and you can tell there's quite a few seeds underneath there that have not sprouted. But I think what I might do is trim the ones I have and, put them in a salad. Those can be eaten. They're perfectly fine. And just kind of wait just a little bit longer on some of the other ones and see if I can get them to come in. I've had wonderful luck with these in soil, but in this really wet environment that they are in these aero gardens with no soil to really help them along, I think they get a little confused as to which direction they need to grow in and where their roots need to go. These roots are much thicker. Their stems are much thicker than the broccoli ones that I grew in here, for instance, or even the radish ones that I grew in there. So, they just don't quite take as well to this kind of a medium with this, kind of felt stuff rather than soil. These were planted on the 9th of September. Today, now is the 18th. You might hear me say something different on another segment of this, but that's, like I say, because I had to re-record. So that's been 9 days. Yeah, and some are even growing now a second leaf set. So technically, that's no longer a microgreen when it has two sets of leaves. So you don't want to wait too long. They'll get too bitter. So definitely I'll cut those and put those onto a salad probably today. But yeah, it's, it could be worse. It's not bad at all. So here's the lettuce. I've showed this a couple of times. I planted it on August 29th and got some beautiful red. Nice color on that. Some green leaf, and who knows what's coming up here. Looks like another green leaf, but that one has been a little slow, but that's okay. Again, I'm willing to be patient with it, and we'll see what happens. Also planted on August 29th, this is petunias, just ready to break through the top of these little seed pods. Yeah, that one. That'll be soon as well. And then you got one in here too. So this will be 3 plants. And these grow very, very big. So yeah, these will have to be split up into different gardens or maybe go into a regular pot with soil. We'll just see what happens on these. But very pleased. They'll grow just fine, I'm sure.